Thank you so much, Gemma. It's a pleasure to be moderating the panel today. Maybe just a few framing words. It's a brave new world that we're all facing in the hospitality sector. We, within the GCC region, are telling new stories, as we see coming out of Saudi Arabia, new communities being built here in the UAE, and across other countries across the GCC. However, the question is, how do we tell our stories better? How do we build brands that are going to resonate and compete with other regions? And how do we make sure that we build ideas, concepts, directions that differentiate us? I think as Mohammed Alabar said yesterday, we're moving into a world where hospitality is a base for so many different things. We're building residences. People are becoming more global. Hospitality is blending into residential, is blending into lifestyle. And as our populations increase, as people make new choices in their vacations, their lifestyles, how do we make sure that we keep up? Dubai has been a jewel in the crown of the region for many years and is continuing to reinvent itself. Abu Dhabi is emerging, and as you'll hear from our colleagues today, looking at the wider region, Morocco, Sharjah, Saudi Arabia are all starting to continue to develop their own unique flavor. So it's a pleasure to introduce our panel today, who are going to give us a thoughtful look at some of the new directions and new thinking that we can put out. So it's a pleasure to welcome to the stage His Excellency Ahmed Qaseer, Chief Executive Officer of the Sharjah Investment and Development Authority, Shurooq, Imad Barrakad, Chief Executive Officer of the Moroccan Agency for Tourism, and Engineer Suwaidan Dhaheri, Managing Director of IMKAN Properties. And we will start off with a few remarks from Engineer Suwaidan to frame the conversation. Gentlemen, would you like to join to the stage?
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, good morning. It's a pleasure to stand in front of you and speak about the expanding the horizon of the tourism and development. Most of us knows that to go and to create a destination, there is a lot of things that we need to consider. Is not just the hospitality building, but the community, the infrastructure within the city, such as a hospital, a transportation system, education system, the processes within the city. So there are a lot of things that is revolving around the destination, and there are also important element I was discussing with Baseley and Walker as the community without a harmony cannot be done. I mean, we cannot have a community without harmony. So you need to have a people that live with a harmony. That way it enrich the hospitality and the experience. So this is a broad about the what I'm planning to discuss in detail with the panel, and to give you the 36 degree that how can we reach our destinations. Thank you.
Thank you, Suwaidan. So perhaps that's a really nice place to start. So I think, having been discussing with all of our panelists, perhaps this is a question of feelings, not facts. As people continue to change how they travel, how they live, how they engage, connection is something which is becoming increasingly important. So it would be great to hear, perhaps, firstly from our colleague from Morocco, Imad. We were talking a little bit about how Morocco doesn't want to be a mass market destination, that you're really connecting your heritage, your drive, and kind of all of the amazing things that you have in Morocco in a very unique way that has a very clear roadmap. So for you, how do we make sure as a region we create that connection, and how are you as Morocco making sure that you have more connection than others?
Thank you. I mean, thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk about Morocco here with our brothers from the GCC. It's very important to share our experiences. But let's say Morocco after a context of COVID. I didn't heard a lot about COVID during these 2 days, but
Thank God.
we seem we seem forgetting it. And I think there was a heavy impact during these 2 or 3 last year, and we are trying to emerge from it. So we are trying to discuss about tourism, to put a new roadmap, to work on our product. It's very important. Morocco is doing well today, the first African country today in investment, in tourism investment. First in numbers as well of income. We are doing 30 million arrivals coming to Morocco. We have 300,000 beds. So it's a small critical mass, but we don't want to sell Morocco as a mass tourism destination. We are more selling a quality of product. You know that Morocco has cultural heritage, lots of cities, more than 31 medinas. Each medina has its own stone, its own flavor, its own color. And we have mountains. You can go to Marrakesh, go to ski, go to the beach, and go to the desert. So you can do it, both of these experience, you can do it in one day. So what we are selling in Morocco, we are selling the experience. We are trying to move to sell a destination, to sell an experience. And this is what we have to work together. We have to work together, all together, to consider what is the need of the tourist, why is he coming to Morocco, and why we set up a new roadmap, and we'll discuss maybe later about this roadmap.
Thank you, Imad. So it's so interesting that you're saying you're selling experiences. So Ahmed and I were talking earlier, and this very much fits in with the Sharjah model. Yeah. So I think we often hear about, in the hospitality industry, this need to hyper-personalize, to make everything exactly how everybody wants to be. Personally, when I go on holiday, when I have a hospitality experience, I want to be surprised. I want to be taken outside of what I have for breakfast every morning. So it would be great to hear a little bit about Sharjah. The original starting point of international travel in the UAE, the first airport in the country, and a really interesting growth period into this kind of eco-tourism and kind of heritage tourism that Sharjah is really embracing from a cultural perspective. So Ahmed, tell us about the experiences you're selling and why Sharjah has kind of taken that direction rather than a more kind of sun, sea, sand mass tourism direction.
Thank you, Ben. Very excited to be back at the Future Hospitality Summit. Probably hospitality takes the biggest part of my heart when it comes to what we do. I think what we do in Sharjah basically is, this is interesting. So Sharjah is very different. I would say Sharjah is well known as the cultural capital of the Emirates, having the book fair. After COVID, it's the largest in the world today, the World Book Capital, the museums that we have, the protected areas. So to us, it was a no-brainer on which way to go. So we worked, we didn't want to do the typical hotels with the typical menus, the Caesar salad, the burger, the margarita, and of course the weight scale that they put in every toilet. I have no clue who came up with that idea. We wanted to do something niche, something unique, and something that will reflect Sharjah. And as I said, being the cultural capital of the United Arab Emirates, we looked at, as I said, there are protected areas in Sharjah. So we worked closely with the Environmental and Protected Areas Agencies, with the Heritage Department, and closely with the Department of Antiquities and Archaeology, which is probably one of the biggest departments in the UAE when it comes to archaeology. So Sharjah has so many beautiful locations, and we wanted to capitalize on that and stay true to what we are. And I'll just give some examples of the hotels. So it's the idea of repurposing, making use of spaces. So if we talk about Mliha and the desert of Mliha, the beautiful, magnificent desert of Mliha, with archaeology that goes back to 125,000 years, talking about the Paleolithic age until all the way the pre-Islamic age, old cities, villages. There is a whole city that's 3,000 years old. So we worked on a master plan on protecting that area, making sure that we only build where we are allowed to build. We are not allowed to touch the archaeology, how we can include this archaeology, how can we make it accessible to everyone to come and enjoy. And slowly we started with a museum in the middle of the desert, and that grew into experiences like the sunset lounges we have, the safaris. You can visit all these tombs, all tombs, the animals, humans, the old village. And then we added this hospitality component. We started with the Al-Faya retreat, which is a unique experience. It's a repurposed. So while working on the master plan, we came across like 5 buildings in the middle of the desert that were abandoned. So there were 5 buildings, and there was another building across the road. So we came to know that this road used to be a place where people would drive from Dubai all the way to Al Ain, cross through this road with Land Rover. And when they built the road in the late 60s, it was abandoned. So it was in the middle of nowhere, and the idea was, okay, let's convert this into a 5-bedroom hotel. So the shops, the five rooms, there used to be shops, and then we had the restaurant, which used to be the clinic, and we just added a spa in the middle of the desert. And then for people who doesn't want to camp in the desert, can go into an elevated concept. So it's a beautiful experience. And then we moved from there and created something called the Moon Retreat, again in the middle of the desert, the glamping. It's like a tent with private pools, beautiful in the middle of the desert. You have to cook your own food. It's just giving you this camp for people who want to be a little bit elevated, want to use toilets, want to have that. They don't want to experience the desert. So we kept on growing this collection of hotels, and we called it the Sharjah collection. And basically, the Sharjah collection is a collection of hotels. I would say small boutique hotels. And it's a collection of experiences. We always like to say we don't sell rooms, we sell experiences. Every hotel has its own story. If we speak about the Kingfisher, I can go on, huh? I can go on. So let me talk about the Kingfisher. So the Kingfisher is in the city of Kalba again. A whole master plan about the biodiversity. Sort of animals used to be there. Plantation that's there. It's a protected area. And we called it the Kingfisher because it's named after a very rare bird that comes to Kalba, which is the Kingfisher bird. And then it's a nesting ground for turtles. So there's a beautiful diversity when you go there. It's a natural hotel, 20 rooms, only tents. And what I want to say that I can claim that we've changed the landscape of the ecotourism in the UAE and the GCC, I would say, with all the hotels that we have. They're all experiential hotels. They're all plugged into nature. And all their activities revolve around the nature. You'll get a culinary experience. You'll get a wellness experience within these hotels. There is so much to experience. There are new hotels that are coming up. I don't want to spend so much time speaking about the hotels. I'll give the chance to my other colleagues to speak, and then we can speak more about the... But if you haven't experienced Sharjah Collection, you have your phones in your hands, you just write Sharjah Collections, look at the beautiful hotels, go book the room and come experience our hotel.
Well, maybe the other word that we need to say is passion. Hotels aren't soulless, and hospitality isn't soulless anymore, and I think Ahmed has clearly demonstrated that passion will sell your hotel rooms. Having been to Al-Faya and one of the Sharjah collections, I would 100% agree. But I think what this kind of sums up for me, and what I think all of our panelists have talked about, is thoughtfulness. This isn't a one-note thing and direction when we're developing a destination. This is now with sophisticated tourists of the kind that we want to attract and we need to attract as these markets become more competitive. It's about the interlinking of all of these different aspects that create these unique experiences that bring together all of these elements. So, I mean, it's interesting for IMKAN, both here locally in the UAE, but IMKAN's largest investment outside of the UAE is in Morocco. So, Suwaidan, maybe you can tell us, when you were thinking about putting together all of these different elements, why did you choose Morocco as an investor? How does your thinking kind of come together around that as activating a destination with your engagement?
It's at the end, there's a strong relation between UAE and Morocco, and this is one of the main things when we want to invest. We look at the culture of the place, at the people. So again, is the harmony. What makes me go and invest in a location where I need a welcoming people? So there are an essential element on the hospitality, the surrounding environment. So when we went to Morocco, Morocco has that things that the people is very humble, they are welcoming. And the first thing they do as a tourist, if I get lost, they show me where to get. So that's where you need the culture that helps you, and it can help all the investors to come invest. So what we did, we brought our experience from UAE to Morocco, where we have developed a full multi-development, which has a hospitality segment, it has the wellness segment, it has the shopping segment, it has... so we are serving the community. So we are working around creating that community and adding a value to the city. And now I see it's coming toward the handover. And many people, when we started, they were like, what we are doing there. But now they start to feel that this element coming to the Morocco, it's supporting the tourism, it's supporting the city, and creating that ecosystem that helps everyone and to live around that place. And we gave that place a life in terms of value. So we created the value even in that location. Maybe people from Morocco knows this very well. And when we plotted that project on the coastal, the whole Corniche or the whole area start to be converted from residential into tourism place where people start to walk, run, and now I see the government is developing the whole Corniche. So it's becoming alive. So again, it's all about the infrastructures, and it's sometimes we think about the hospitality as just a hotel. No, the surrounding area. We have a hotel there, but before we built the hotel, we thought about the mall, about the living, the restaurants, the wellnesses, the offices. So it's all elements that support my hospitality segment. It's at the end of the day, we build the hospitality to accommodate people, but we want them to live and to enjoy the life around the city and around the area. That's our experience in Morocco.
Perhaps to kind of pick up on what Mohammed Alabar said yesterday. You know, everybody told him he was crazy when he was investing in Albania, but it is about that connection, that opportunity, and bringing all of the things together, and the fact that, you know, I think Mohammed was saying 30% of his real estate around his hotels goes up 30% because it is that community and that is that ecosystem. So Imad, perhaps as on the other end of Suwaidan's investments in Morocco, for you, we talked about kind of your roadmap and how things are gently progressing in Morocco towards growth and positioning. You know, what is the next stage of your special sauce? You know, how do you see yourselves differentiating and developing in a way that you carve out an even more unique niche than you already have?
Thank you. Maybe I'll speak about my job. Job is easy. How we can make money in this destination. So this is what we need to do in our roadmap. How investor can invest in Morocco? Of course, the experience is very important. Well, the kind of experience is very important, and I think what IMKAN are doing in Morocco is very amazing in Rabat. I'm living in Rabat, and I cross their project every day and show it how it's growing today, and how they are building this destination. It's very important. So our roadmap has two axes. First axis is how to improve the attractiveness of destination. We are trying to double connectivity because the airfly is very important, and you know that we are very close to Europe. We are close to even GCC, even 7 hours, but we are very close. 3 hours to Europe, 6 hours to US. So we are trying to develop connectivity. This is first thing. We are gonna double the connectivity from now. We are building airports. We have already more than 20 airports, but for example, for Rabat, where the project has been developed, we are doubling the size of the airport. It's already an international, but we are doubling it. So we are investing a lot in infrastructure and bring it. This is the attractiveness. We are as well working on the legibility of this destination. How we put sign in, how we put with museums, how I mean, the zone where this project is going on, we put a lot of museum around it. We have put a corniche, we put a lot of development, public development there, so to bring this destination up. So this is the first thing, the destination. Second thing, the product, what we are doing for the product. So for the product, we have many access because it's important to improve the attractiveness of the product. When we talk about hotels, we talk about IRR at the end of the day, because I mean, when we invest, we need to have this attractiveness for the product. So for that, we put a new charter for investment. Today, people who want to invest in hotel or in leisure park or something like that, you can have until 30% of cashback from the capex. So it's a new charter that have been set up this year. Second thing, we have a sovereign fund that was set up, and we can co-invest with investors in Morocco to improve their profitability. We consolidate, we used to work only just on new hotel, but right now we try to find out the solution for the hotel that already are shut, or there are a lot of hotels, you know, in the cycle of hotels, he open and he has to shut one day. So you need to find someone who is going to refurbish it, who is going to develop a new, give it a new life. So what we do, we give incentive for those kind of investor who want to work on this secondary market. And the third thing, what we are working on that is education. We are giving a lot of incentive to improve education for the hospitality. And the last but not least is the sustainability and digitalization. We work on it to develop, I mean, this destination and to work on it. This is our roadmap, and we work on it, and we aim to have more than 26 million tourists by 2030. This is our objective.
Thank you. And maybe just as a follow-up, why, so many of the things you're talking about, many of the other people in the conference today have been talking about their roadmaps look very similar. What's your special sauce? What is going to make you truly unique within the region, and more interestingly, globally, as part of a region as we compete with others?
So I think each country has its roadmap, sure, but the way we do it is quite different. We were discussing, and I said we don't want to be a mass tourist destination. So we want the quality of the experience. We are looking for this quality of product, and the way what we want to do. We don't, I mean, we saw numbers. Some others are saying 100 million. The others, I know it's important, but for us, it's not the number of tourists which is more important, but people who are trusting in the destination and they want to come back to the destination. It's more important thing. So the experience is very important for us, and this is the way we want to draw the destiny of tourism for tomorrow.
Thank you, Imad. Ahmed, maybe with Sharjah. So Sharjah as a destination isn't as well known as the other Emirates or maybe other countries in the region. You're on a long process of creating a brand. As you lay down these foundations, we talked about how you're opening another 45 very unique small properties as part of your Sharjah collection direction. What's your long-term goal for where all of this leads you, this ecotourism piece, this development piece? How does that consolidate your destination in the medium to long term?
Yeah, that's a very important question. I think Sharjah has its vision and way which is clear. As I said, Sharjah is the cultural capital of the United Arab Emirates, and everything we do goes back to authenticity and goes back to culture. So we will continue to develop. All our developments are all rooted back to what Sharjah is all about. And I think that's the unique. What's very important is I understand what's unique. What's your unique selling point? We are in the middle of a big competition, and we are between sharks. So I think once you understand what your unique proposition is, It becomes not a very difficult journey. And as I said, maybe we were lucky that we had a lot of protected areas and been doing it. So we just continue doing what we are doing, elevating the experience, offering more to people. As I said, the Sharjah collection will keep on growing. Not only the Sharjah collection, as we speak, we are under construction. We have around 4 hotels. One in Khorfakan, which will be the first Lux in the UAE hotel, operated 45 rooms on the mountains of Khorfakan. The other Lux will open also towards the end of next year, which is basically linked with the safari. So for all those who doesn't know, so Sharjah has the largest safari in the world outside of Africa. It's a beautiful safari that opened 2 years ago. We are adding the hospitality component to it, so we're putting, again, always connected with the project and what's ongoing with Sharjah. And then we continue to develop our other projects also in the East Coast and in the Emirate of Sharjah. Of course, Shurooq portfolio is diversified. So we are into real estate, which is a big chunk of what we do. And then there is the destination development, and then there is the hospitality. Since we are here, we're going to speak more about hospitality and what we are doing for the hospitality. Again, the Chedi, which is the first Chedi in the UAE, is also part of what we have developed. It's in the heritage area of Sharjah. 52 rooms, built on the foundations of old houses. Beautiful, like walking. It's as authentic as I would always say that when my father goes, I just tell him in which house I am, he would easily navigate through that area. And I think this concept was driven from the Riyadh that you have in Morocco, which is a beautiful concept. So we managed to do that in the heritage area. So if you look, everything we do is around heritage, culture, archaeology, because that's what we are strong at. We are now coming up with the new marketing campaigns to promote Sharjah as an ecotourism destination, which it is true an ecotourism destination. More hotels to come, a lot of infrastructure work happening in Sharjah. We started, but then I think what's important is the shift that we see when it comes to trends in tourism. And it is paying, it pays. So after COVID, we've noticed that people have preferences. A lot of people have changed, and these are the people that we focus on. People are looking more now for experiences rather than going just in the typical way tourists go. So that's what we started working on just before COVID. And then during COVID, we've seen the numbers of our hotels, and like the Kingfisher achieving the highest ADR in the UAE during COVID. So this product is wanted. So we continue to develop these products now. So every year we will have 2-3 hotels coming within the collection. They're boutique. You need to collect. It needs to work together as a collection, because it doesn't work as 20 rooms by itself. It doesn't work. So it's a collection of hotels that will keep on growing, as I said, and we'll keep on developing it. There is a new old village that we are developing in Khorfakan, 7 houses, 100 years old on a mountain, beautiful. Will open by the end of this year, 7 rooms, and then it's going to expand. So basically what we try to do in Sharjah is look at where the strength is. Where are these sites that we can work closely with other government departments to develop and to make it accessible to? And I think this is a sustainable concept because we are repurposing. And then we are giving unique experiences. I would repeat it. If you come to Maliha, this is an experience that you will get nowhere else. If you go to the Kingfisher and the mangroves and the protected areas, this is an experience that you get nowhere else. So basically what we're trying to give you something that you will not forget. It's an experience that you will always remember. That's our promise.
So maybe if I can summarize what you're saying is less bling, more soul.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll ask a question to the panel. I think a lot of what building a new destination, especially one which maybe is not so well known in the international community, is how you start making people connect with that as this is a destination for me. I can see myself there. I'm part of that. It's something which feels safe, it feels welcoming, it feels something where they can connect with it, and therefore that converts into travel, into booking, into going. For each of you, what is that core thing that you want to see, either within your areas or more generally for a new destination, that is that essential component that we have to capture in order for our new destinations to be successful? Suwaidan.
Harmony. You can make all these elements of destination, hospitals, hotels, education system, public, restaurant, without a people living with a harmony. it will be difficult to have it. So harmony is, I would say, the core or the pivot of any tourism destination that welcoming people. Looking at many places I've traveled, what brings me back? The experience. And many of us sometimes, they like to go to a restaurant or to pubs because of the people who's serving and the experience inside. But look at it at a city level. It's about the community who is living in the city and how they are welcoming their tourism.
Ahmed.
Well, I think, or not I think, I'm sure, the success behind the UAE is the harmony. And it is the UAE is a melting point. And our message to the whole world, no matter what your religion, ethnicity, you are always welcome. And you can see the diversity here.
We have
So
200
nationalities.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's one key. The other key is sustainability, I think, and within sustainability, engaging local communities with our projects, which is key to our project.
Yes.
So if we speak again about Mleha, how can we engage the community? Using their products, selling their products, promoting their products within our projects, involving them, hiring. The Sharjah Safari by itself have created 500 jobs in the central region. So keeping people where they are. If you are within the central region, you stay there. Jobs. And then encouraging entrepreneurship within those areas. Something we do within our project is for startups. We have in our at least project where we lease restaurants and cafes, we have a preferred rate for startups where we try to subsidize their rents. So it's engaging the community is really key to success of the project. If they believe in it, they buy in it, they will drive more traffic to it. So that's a key, and I think that's part of our sustainable, and that's part of our sustainable strategy. I don't think it would work other way around.
Imad, very quickly, because I know we're going to show your...
Three words, maybe. I think the medium and small company have lots of to do to build a destination, sustainability and harmony, as they said. I think this is 3 words that says a lot about destination. But to create a destination, you need a critical mass. It's important. You cannot create a destination if you don't have a critical mass. Thank you for...
Thank you. Maybe one thing that I take away of the kind of summing up of this panel is a lot of what we talk about with our clients when we're helping them build new destinations in the region is the concept of hafawa. So I think being able to build that at the destination level, if we can capture that connection, that direction, and the harmony, and I think the uniqueness of what all of our panelists are showcasing with each of their directions today, we are going to maintain our position in the region as a premier global success story. So thank you so much to our panelists. We're actually just going to show one last very short video from our colleagues from Morocco to give you a little bit of a flavor of somewhere that isn't where you are today. But please join me in thanking them, and then we'll show the video after the panel.
Thank you.
What makes us feel alive? For some, it's the thrill of traveling to the unknown. Others feel alive when they stand on a mountain summit. Most just long for the simple pleasure of a nap on a sandy beach. And then there are those who feel alive only when adrenaline rushes through their veins. So what makes us feel alive? Our emotions. They are the essence of our humanity, and thus the driving force behind a worldwide multi-billion-dollar industry, the recreation and amusement industry. The USA, France, China, Abu Dhabi and Spain. Every major tourist hotspot boasts its own amusement park. And today, Morocco is actively seeking investors to join that list. With a 200-hectare plot available at an attractive price and strategically situated near Marrakesh, the kingdom's premier tourist destination, this project presents an exceptional and unparalleled investment opportunity. With its unique atmosphere, stunning landscapes, and world-class hotel and hospitality infrastructure, the vibrant and culturally rich city of Marrakesh offers many strategic benefits, making it the perfect place to host this exciting project. Thanks to the continuous development of the region's infrastructure, the Marrakesh Amusement Park will be easily accessible by road or by rail. And with Marrakesh's favourable climate, this park will be operational throughout the whole year. Not to mention the various financial incentives provided by the Investment Charter, the government legal framework specifically designed to promote investment in Morocco. Conceived and planned to the best international standards, this state-of-the-art park will welcome tens of thousands of guests every single day, offering them a unique and unforgettable experience. From head-spinning rides to jaw-dropping shows, exciting slides, thrilling physical activities, or magical kids shows, this amusement park will have something to offer for everybody. The Marrakesh Amusement Park has the potential to become one of the most exciting family leisure destinations in Southern Europe and Africa. With an estimated investment budget of $300 million, it offers an amazing investment opportunity designed to be both scalable and profitable, promising attractive returns for you as an investor. The park will also help create new jobs and stimulate the local economy by not only supporting existing businesses, but also by generating demand for new ones. On the world stage, this park will contribute to the prestige of Morocco, both on a regional and international scale. But out of all those positive outcomes, the Marrakesh Amusement Park will be one of the stepping stones that will elevate Morocco's tourism industry to the next level. And we, the Moroccan Agency for Tourism Development, will accompany you every step of the way, providing you with all the essential information, guidance, and support to help you turn that exciting investment opportunity into a reality.
Please join me in thanking our panelists again, and we wish you a great continuation of the conference.